Welcome to Fitness Friday, a feature of the Hope Is Not a Plan podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Pinnell, and I'm excited to be your guide to a healthier, more active lifestyle. Each Fitness Friday, we'll explore practical tips and strategies to help you turn your fitness goals into reality. Visit hopeisnotaplan.org for more resources. Now, let's get started in
3, 2, 1.
Hey everyone, welcome to Fitness Friday 2, Three Nutrition Myths Debunked. Thank you for coming back to this Fitness Friday series of the Hope Is Not a Plan podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Pinnell. I hope you got up, I hope you got after it, and I wish you all Godspeed. Today I'm going to talk about 3 nutrition myths that we're going to debunk. And these aren't kind of the big ticket things. Maybe you haven't thought of these before, but if you, and I talked about this before, if you've ever heard always and never, and this is the only way, and don't ever eat that, it's typically not accurate, especially for nutrition. To say that you can never have a cookie is not accurate. To say that you always have to only eat protein and never carbs is also inaccurate. So I'm going to talk about some of these things and hopefully help you make easier decisions, not necessarily better because that's up to you, but just help put some of this myth away. And I have 3 experts who I follow on YouTube and other social media who are doctors or highly educated folks, bodybuilders in the muscle building space, fitness space. And the first myth I want to talk about, myth 1, is that you can never drink diet soda, which is just not true. Now, is it the greatest thing for hydration? Absolutely not. Water is. Water with some salt, that kind of stuff, right? If you sweat a lot, you need salt. But diet soda can be a great reward to give yourself after you've worked out really hard, after you've been strict on your diet, you've had a good balance of vegetables and meats and a few carbs here and there, or you're fasting and you're coming off your fast and you want something tasty, but you don't want to dive all into a piece of cake. Have a diet soda. I'm going to link in the show notes to this. They typically, the aspartame, all the chemical things that are in the news, and depending on you, they're pretty well safe. I wouldn't give them to my kids or myself if I didn't think they were. So you can drink diet soda. Drink it in moderation, just like any other thing you intake into your body. And in the show notes, I'll share Dr. Lane Norton, who is a power lifter. He's a PhD. He really knows the science behind a lot of studies on diet and exercise and supplements and things like that. So give him a follow. I'll share the link to the video he does about diet soda. Similar to what I'm saying, it tastes good, right? Diet sodas now aren't awful like old school Tab or old school Diet Coke. They taste good, Coke Zero. So treat yourself. You put the work in. Drink some diet soda. Myth number 2, all carbs are bad. Now, I fast every now and then, which means I try not to eat after 8 or 9. I know I should do it a little bit earlier. Some days I do have late night snacks. That's life. And then I don't eat again until like 10 or 11 the next day. That's what I do. I don't do it every day. But there's also some folks that think you can never have carbs because they're bad. Well, that's false. Carbs help with energy for your workouts, right? And other kinds of work, energy for your body. It turns into sugar that then gives you energy for doing work, sitting at the computer, recording a podcast. Carbs also help in recovery, muscle growth, and sleep. They're important. Now, you don't want to eat a big, heavy carb meal right before you go to bed, but if you eat hours before you go to bed and you walk after dinner and, right, you're following some of the other good diet tips, they're helpful. And so I'm going to link to Dr. Mike Israetel's video on carbs, and he has a site called Renaissance Periodization, super great, where he talks about, famous people's workouts, but then also how can we, the normal folk, get bigger and stronger and healthier and sleep better and maximize our nutrition. So a really good thing there. So myth 1, you can never drink diet soda. Yes, you can. Reward yourself. Myth 2, all carbs are bad. That's false. You need carbs for energy, particularly if you're doing endurance workouts, you're doing a hard workout once a year like Murph. You got to eat something ahead of time. You're going to crash. Myth number 3 is that low fat means healthy. That is not true. And as a test, look at the box of cereal that says low fat cereal. It's probably loaded with sugar. Look at salad dressings. How many preservatives are in salad dressing that they can sit on the shelves of our supermarkets for who knows how long they sit there, right? I know I don't check all the dates all the time on those, but they have a bunch of preservatives in skim milk even. There is no discernible difference between the value you get from drinking skim milk to whole milk or 1 or 2% milk, right? In fact, sometimes it's too processed and it takes some of the nutrients out. And there's people all over the internet that are like, only fresh milk from the cow, that's a whole different thing. But generally, low-fat milk doesn't mean that it's healthy, right? Because it also has dairy sugars and things like that in there. Greg Guchette, who's a bodybuilder, I'm going to link to his video he has about milk. And so when you think about the diet portion, which to me is harder than the exercise portion daily, which we should be doing of some fashion, right? Yoga, weights, body weight, meditation, something like that, is to remember that you can drink diet soda. That's myth 1, that you can't. Myth 2, all carbs are bad. They're not. You need carbs for energy. Myth 3, low fat means healthy. That's not true. Check cereal, salad dressing, skim milk, those kind of things. So thank you for being here for Fitness Friday. I hope you are getting after it. You are doing well. It is helping your mental clarity. I'm a big proponent of fitness. Check out the Hope Is Not a Plan YouTube channel where you can get fitness ideas 15 seconds at a time. Go to hopeisnotaplan.org. Follow me on @HopesNotAPlan, Twitter and Instagram. There's also Hope Is Not a Plan Facebook page. Stay safe out there. Get up, get after it, and I wish you all Godspeed.